think I will just give some statistics, especially for KRA performance, just for your note. In July, we had a target of 234 billion. We collected 199. So we had a deficit of 35 billion. In August, we had a target of 198 billion. We collected 173. So we missed the target by 25 billion. So you can see the months that we had issues, July and August, we lost 60 billion. And September, which is normally a tax month with a higher target of 247 billion, we collected 236 billion, leaving a gap of only 11 billion. Then October, there was a target of 201 billion, and KRA managed to collect 207 billion. That means it overperformed by about 6.7 billion. In November, it missed by 10 billion. In December, it missed by 16.5 billion. And this January, which I referred to when I talked about earlier, our target was to raise, we were to raise, actually, let me not go through all that. We were to raise 209, but we collected 206, missing by 3.5 billion. And this was because of domestic taxes. There was a change in the tax laws that now require that you pay, if you are collecting excise tax, you have given 5 days instead of 24 hours. So because of that, the money that would have been collected in January now has to be collected in February. Otherwise, this month of January, KRA would have met the target. I just wanted to correct that. Then on the issue of Kenya Power, I also want to add to what CS says, that before, when we started the reforms, Kenya Power was in a bad situation. And the aim was to restore medium-term profitability. So by end of 2022, the liquidity gap that Kenya Power had was 74 billion. Through the reforms that we have undertaken, the gap now is at 18 billion. So, and you have seen the results for Kenya Power. They have recorded 9.9 billion shillings as surplus after tax. And this is just half year. That means if they double, we could get about 18, which will close the gap that we still have, that liquidity gap that we had. If we do that, that means now the consumers can begin to enjoy the profitability that will come. But already consumers are benefiting from the progress made on the macroeconomic stability, especially on the exchange rate having been brought down from around 160 to 129 over the last almost 1 year. And so consumers, the pass-through effects must be that the bills now must be much better than they were earlier. I want to now talk about the IMF program. The IMF program was approved by the board in April 2021 in the previous government. And the funding was about $2.3 billion. And the main aim of that program was to ensure we do fiscal consolidation, because our debt had been rated high risk. Remember 2013, we had a low risk. By 2018, we had gone to medium risk. And by 2020, we were at high risk. So this program was meant to address debt vulnerabilities, that we reduce debt growing. So the idea was it has to be a revenue-driven fiscal consolidation, meaning we focus more on revenues. And so the program had nine reviews. And when we were in the 5th review, we got a new addition called RSF, Resilient Sustainability Facility, which is focusing on climate. So the whole amount of IMF program now moved from 2.3 to $4.2 billion. We have implemented the program, and you may be aware the board approved both the 7th and 8th review. And now we are remaining with only about $800 million in the 9th review. And that 9th review is yet to come, because we expect the program to end in April. Our intention is not to leave a gap. IMF program is important for us, and the reforms that we continue carrying are our own reforms. And so our desire is that we continue discussing to go into a new program with IMF. So we will brief you at the appropriate time when We have had discussions with the fund. We are already engaged, but we will brief you more once we have progress made. Thank you very much.